Yo, I can't believe this. Sukuna really just hit Kashimo with that One Piece.
The One Piece is real.
Can we get much higher?
And he sent man straight to the afterlife, making light work of another insanely powerful sorcerer. Now here in Kashimo's death scene, he ends up asking Sukuna some important questions. One of them being, why did Sukuna choose to actually split his soul into cursed objects? Now Sukuna here, he just ignores this question. Now this got me thinking, why did Sukuna choose to turn himself into cursed objects? And more specifically, what was the binding vow that he made with Kenjaku? So in this video, I'm going to break down my thoughts on Sukuna and Kenjaku's binding vow. But before we get into it, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Lets me know you're rocking with the video and helps the video get out to more people like you. Also, be sure to subscribe and join the Special Grade Mafia to stay up to date with all the new Jujutsu Kaisen videos.
Perfect.
Alright, with that being said, let's get to the video. Let's start with binding vows. A binding vow is essentially a contract that you can make with yourself or others. Making a binding vow can be incredibly useful, but breaking a binding vow has heavy and unpredictable consequences.
I feel like dying. I feel like dying.
A few good examples of binding vows that we've seen are the binding vow of revealing one's hand. This is essentially when you say out loud how your technique works, and in return it ends up increasing the output and power of your curse technique. Another example is the binding vow that Yuta made with the Jujutsu higher-ups. This was for him to assassinate Yuji. Now Yuta does make good on this binding vow and does execute Yuji, but since he has advanced reverse curse technique, after killing him, he was able to revive him right after. And then we have the binding vows that Kenjaku made with plenty of sorcerers over the years to turn them into cursed objects and revive them years later. We see this with characters like Ishigori, Yuro, and Kashimo in the Culling games. Now in chapter 221, when Gojo is finally unsealed from the prison realm, he immediately pulls right up to Kenjaku. Now here, Kenjaku didn't really look surprised. He almost looks like he was expecting Gojo to get out early, even though he had said Gojo would be trapped for over 1,000 years. Now even though Kenjaku is not always truthful, he says his master plan is supposedly turning all non-sorcerers into curses by merging humanity with Tengen, an omnipresent curse, who he already has control of. Now right after Gojo is unsealed and pulls up on Kenny and Sukuna, Kenjaku says to Sukuna, before you fight him, you have to make good on your promise. This here pretty much confirms that Kenjaku and Sukuna have made a binding vow, but what exactly would it be, and why would Sukuna care to make a binding vow with Kenjaku? Now thinking of the possibilities, for Kenjaku's end of the binding vow, it likely could have been for him to turn Sukuna into indestructible cursed objects, and also to revive him in modern days. In the manga, we find out that Sukuna only learned how to split his soul into cursed objects after it was done to him once before. So this means that Sukuna didn't originally turn himself into cursed objects, and it was more than likely the workings of Kenjaku. Now for Sukuna's end of the binding vow, it could have been for him to orchestrate the merger and also potentially kill the sorcerer with the 6 eyes. At the beginning of the series, right when Sukuna is revived, one of the first things he says when seeing Gojo is, "You're gonna be the first one that I kill."
Police! Help! Police! Help!
Now this is interesting because we know Kenjaku may have his own hidden plans and hidden agenda, and what if it's actually to end up taking over the body of the 6 eyes and taking over Gojo's body? And at the moment, this looks like it could really be possible. Sukuna just got done killing Gojo, and now Sukuna is fighting the other Jujutsu sorcerers. It could be very possible and in line that Kenjaku is still scheming in the background and may be able to get his hands on Gojo's body at some point. Now if this is the case, crazy enough, Kenjaku would still be able to maintain his cursed spirit manipulation ability. Now even though this is an ability from Geto and Geto's body, we learned that Kenjaku is able to maintain curse techniques from prior bodies. We see this in his fight with Yuki. Even though he's in Geto's body, whose curse technique is the curse spirit manipulation, we see him leverage gravity manipulation, which is a technique from a prior body. So even if he is in Gojo's body, he would still be able to maintain curse spirit manipulation, meaning he'd be able to keep control of Tengen and succeed with the merger. Now if this does happen, it would make it insanely difficult for the Jujutsu sorcerers to find a way to win. With Kenjaku taking over Gojo's body, Sukuna in full form, and the merger in full effect, this would cause so much chaos it would absolutely be a point of no return. But hey, let me know your thoughts. What do you think the binding vow of Kenjaku and Sukuna could have been? And do you think Kenjaku might take over Gojo's body? Go ahead and drop it in the comments below. You guys all have some great thoughts. Excited to see what you guys are thinking on this. Now, if you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe and join the Special Grade Mafia.
Perfect.
Stay up to date with all of the new Jujutsu Kaisen videos. And with that being said, somewhere here is the video that YouTube thinks you're going to like the most next. Go ahead and check that out, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.